Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all. I am the master, and you will obey me. And sadly, another month of me has come to an end. Sadly, this is the last time you'll be seeing me hosting the show, at least until the next time I take over. But thankfully, we're going to wrap this up with not one, but two of my slaves. You're already familiar with Soda, but say hello to the return of Mr. Snark. How are both of you doing?
Good, tired, and sore, but let's do this.
Feeling a little slavey for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes, you should be. But but before, of course, we get into the wonderful gloriness that is me, sadly, there are still a few protocols that have to be met, and therefore we are going to follow them. And of course, those protocols being the birthdays section. And today, with the birthday section, we are counting down from the 19th of March all the way to the 25th. And there are some rather interesting people on today's list. First of all, on the 19th, we have Miss Mary Wimbush. Does she look familiar to you, Snark?
She does not.
Well, she played Sarah Jane Smith's Aunt Lavinia in that K9 one-off that you're so fond of.
Yes.
So
Her house was full of Satanists at one point.
Yeah, apparently. And a robot dog.
Chock full of Satanists, Soda.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have Doctor Who without the occasional Satanist, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, what is it with Sarah Jane Satanists? She seems to attract him for some reason.
She has a type.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on from the end of my favorite companion of all time, we move on to my favorite modern companion on the 20th, Miss Freema Agyeman, Martha Jones herself, the amazing character that needs to come back. Right?
Not only one of the best.
That's not the one I thought you were going to say.
Oh, really? Which one
wasn't Clara?
I was going to say Clara.
You're both fired.
I said it wasn't going to be Clara.
Yeah. Well, you get a pass. You can stay. All right. You ruined my Martha moment. Anyways, so why not move on to someone that I think Snark will recognize? Also on the 20th. Can you guess which? I have a feeling you're never gonna guess where I'm going with this character, with this person.
Okay.
It's not
I also have a feeling that you also think I remember too many people. Sometimes I forget what people look like.
Well, I'm sure you at the very least remember John Delancey, right?
Oh, sure.
Q.
Oh, Q.
Oh, Q. And apparently he was also in that ill-begotten Torchwood season that we never talk about on this show, playing a character called Alan Shapiro, apparently.
Well, there you
go. In 3 episodes. I completely forgot he was in it. So that just tells you how bad that season was when I can't freaking remember John Delancey being in it. Another thing that most people would like to forget, but it's still out there, it still exists. On the 20th, we have Mr. Mark Warren. And if you can, Soda recognized that he was Elton Pope in that one Doctorless episode, Love and Monsters.
Which has its moments, but it's definitely not the best episode.
Clearly, that's why I decided to keep him on the list. However, we now have someone pretty big, at least in the realm of Doctor Who, because on the 21st, we have Mr. Peter Pratt, who, of course, is the first person to play the Master after Roger Delgado, and of course, the Deadly Assassin. And in case you're wondering, no, he's not the one that says, "A new body at last."
But I'm assuming he took the voice. Like it was
No.
his voice.
No. He played the Skeletal Master before Jeffrey Beavers took that part.
Okay, gotcha. Now I know what you mean. Gotcha.
Because there are two people who play that version of the Master.
Mhm.
And speaking of someone who brought the Master back, interestingly, a lot of people associate with the Master in this episode.
Very appropriate.
It's almost like it was planned that way. But on the
Almost.
21st, Mr. Chris Chibnall.
Mhm.
We all know Chris Chibnall, right? We all remember
Yeah.
what he's from, right? We yeah. So he
Everybody's
was a
favorite.
showrunner. What?
Everybody's favorite, Chris Chibnall.
He got to do something that so many people could only dream of.
Mhm.
True. He got to live out his childhood dream.
Yeah.
Like seriously, if there's I think there's a Colin Baker interview in a live. It might be Colin Baker. It might be Sylvester McCoy. But there was an interview of a Doctor Who themed event where you literally see Chris Chibnall as a young kid in the audience asking questions of the people being interviewed. I should probably look that up one day and send it to you. But also on the 21st, we have Mr. Bruno Langley, who of course played the character Adam Mitchell in the Ninth Doctor's era, a character specifically designed to be the worst companion of all time. At least that's according to Russell D Davies.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like he said like, I wonder what a bad companion would look like. So he wrote the character.
Wow, he surely knocked it out of the park.
Yep. In more ways than one. On the 21st, though, another Russell T Davies creation, Mr. Timothy Dalton.
Wow.
He created him?
No. Well, he created that version of Rassilon.
Yes.
That is true.
I knew that was going to get taken out of context somehow. But yeah, unfortunately, I was supposed to come back for the Capaldi series, but well, scheduling conflicts, the ever elusive scheduling conflicts.
Yep.
And here's another one that should come back, but sadly can no longer do so because she's unfortunately no longer with us. On the 22nd, the wonderful and lovely Miss Mary Tam, who of course played the first version of Romana during the Fourth Doctor's era, more specifically during the Quest for the Key to Time series. And on the 24th, we have. Did you know, by the way, that Finn Jones was also in Doctor Who-ish at one point or another? You know, Iron Fist before he went toe to toe with the Mask. What?
I'm just trying to think where.
Yeah.
He was. Actually, you're going to be surprised about this. He was in the Sarah Jane Adventures as Joe Grant's grandson.
Oh,
Santiago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santiago Jones.
I love that name.
Yeah. On the 24th, we
Santiago
have,
Jones would be my pimp name.
Now there's someone like to see Snark as a pimp.
well, she named him after where he was born. Well, his parents named him.
Well, that's better than what Ron Howard and his wife did. All their children, their middle names are where they were conceived. Hence, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. And now that makes sense. And on the 24th, we have Mr. Rodney Bennett. Let off some steam, Bennett. Yeah, he's a director. And the reason why I kept him on here is because he directed one of Snark's favorite episodes. It's so much so that he keeps mentioning it in his own name. Sometimes the Ark in Space.
The Ark in Space.
Yep. As well, he also directed the Sontaran Experiment and the Mask of Mandragora. And finally, on the 24th, we have Miss Linda Barron. She did a couple things. Mostly, she did the singing for the Gunfighters. Uncredited, by the way. She did all the singing segments for the Gunfighters, but she also played Captain Rack in Enlightenment, the Fifth Doctor episode, and she also played Val Kane, one of the store clerks in Closing Time.
Oh shit, that's her.
The yeah, the 11th Doctor episode. So yeah, she got to appear in the first Doctor era, the fifth Doctor's era, and the 11th Doctor's era. Very, very commendable indeed. And not one of those episodes was a master story. Shame on her. But uh,
cares?
throughout this throughout this great list, throughout this wonderful list of people we had today, thank you all. We quite literally could not do this without you, especially not one of the me's that was on the list. There's always got to be a master out there somewhere. But speaking of that, back to me. Enough of those people. They're not interesting. We're here to talk about me, of course, because what else? And what are we doing today about me, you may ask? Well, today we're talking about my amazing fashion sense. Clearly, I mean, I always dress for the occasion, as you can very well see. And now we are going to discuss which one of the me's is the best dresser. And of course, we have a tier list to run this by.
Probably the smallest one we've done yet.
I'm pretty sure we might have done a smaller one at some point, but I can't remember at the moment. My mind is more focused on better and more important things. Now, of course, there are 5 tiers. I think we might not need all 5 tiers, but either way, I decided to go with a 5-tier system. If we eventually decide that we don't need all of them, I'm just gonna delete 1 or 2 of them. But anyways, the list of tiers we have here, the S tier, as they say, is simply titled "Dress for the Occasion." Of course, my movie incarnation said that, the Eric Roberts version of me. And the A tier is a master of disguise. Something that has been said about me, but I'm pretty sure one of my other selves said it once. The John Sim version, if I remember correctly, in The End of Time. Said it in passing. Of course, the middle tier, the B tier, is a tier that I really don't think needs any introduction. It's just simply titled "A New Body at Last."
That's right.
Naturally.
Yes, because of course, as soon as the Jeffrey Beavers version walks into the Anthony Ainley version, for some reason, all the hair and massive beard just gets thrown out, and he gets new clothes somehow, which is weird. And that's how it ties into the topic.
Timey-wimey.
Yep. And this next one, I'm actually really proud of this poll. The sort of D tier is, I'll give you the name of my barber, which is a joke, a quip that the 8th Doctor said about the Reborn Master on Big Finish when they met.
Gotcha.
Yeah, of course, the joke there is that he's...
Whiz.
Okay then.
So yeah. And of course, the final tier, which I'm not even sure we're going to need, because of course there is no bad dressing master. There is no version of me that doesn't dress well, and that's why it's simply called "It's Not Meant to Be," which is what the Professor Yana, human version of me when he was still a human, said about the watch that he didn't open. And if only he didn't open it at all, the master would still not be here. But now that we move on, what?
So that is true. I never really thought about that.
Yeah. But now that we've discussed all the tiers, let's get down to the business of actually ranking all the me's in today's list. And of course, we are starting with the absolute best version of me ever of all time. One who is simply usually referred to as the Master, universally the Roger Delgado version. I mean, I think the simplicity is everything.
Yeah.
The black suit with the black leather gloves, You don't need anything more than this.
Yeah.
What say you, slaves?
An
Um,
elegant luck to go against an elegant doctor. I think it's obvious where this one goes, and not on the bottom.
Well, this is top tier.
Yeah.
Because he said he set the bar pretty fucking high.
Yep. I mean,
He
this master.
is legit a handsome man.
Oh, he was.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Very suave.
And suave was the name of the game during that era of Doctor Who.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's basically a James Bond villain mixed with,
Yeah.
a Moriarty. I mean, the reason the master
he was facing the Bond doctor in a way.
yeah, the reason why they invented this character in the first place was because they wanted a Moriarty to the Doctor's Sherlock. So naturally, he's got to look good.
Yeah.
Now, obviously he's the ultimate S tier master. Do we say he's the ultimate S tier dresser as well, or
Yes.
the A tier?
Oh yeah. That's where he's at least gonna start.
He's not. Yeah, like I said, he's the one that sets the bar.
In a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't necessarily set any bars at all, but I mean, he was still the first to take over the role after Roger Delgado, which, huge shoes to fill. No one can ever fill those shoes. But Peter Pratt, the birthday boy himself, did his best. Unfortunately for him, though, he did it under heavy makeup and prosthetics.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's mainly supposed to judge the outfits, but you can also look at the makeup and prosthetic work as well, because that's kind of part of the look. And honestly, with the clear exception of the fact that he could not, for the life of himself, move his lips properly because of the makeup, I think it's a pretty scary looking master.
Yeah.
I mean, that terrified me when I first saw it. It was like, and like you look at this, you look like the handsome, suave man. If you're gonna replace him, recast him, it's natural that you'd go for the complete opposite of what people were already used to seeing the master as. And I think they succeeded on every account.
180.
What?
So that's quite a 180.
He looks like a
Leo-
mutant from the Omega Man.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen that.
How dare you?
Well, sorry, I'm too busy watching better stuff like Doctor Who.
That's the one that was basically redone as I Am Legend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you've seen I Am Legend, then you've seen the Omega Man.
Well, I only know of Mega Man, but he's not the topic of today's show.
Fair.
So, what do we think about this skeletal master, the decayed master, the crispy master, whichever way you want to call him?
Well, he's definitely not a top S tier, that's for sure.
True, it's a good makeup work, but I mean,
Yeah,
product
but
of its own.
when it comes to the fashion, he looks like a dirty old hobo.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. He's a dirty old hobo. And the only one in Who that can pull that off is Troughton. So
That's true.
Naturally, I mean that was literally his nickname.
yeah, that's what I like about him.
Is it unfair to put him all the way down on? I'll give you the name of my barber.
I would, because it's just a cloak. It's a very disheveled, burnt up cloak.
Yeah, but that's the intention. So that's why I'm not. That's why I agree with
But
Stark.
we're
I don't think
talking
it's fair.
fashion.
We're talking
We're talking
fashion
fashion.
50.
We're
We
also
think you
talking makeup
look
here.
great.
We're also talking
No.
makeup.
Okay, you need
Okay.
to include these caveats because when you just say fashion, I don't also
I
think
said
makeup.
that up top.
Ah,
I
Well,
said that
makeup
when we
is
were
a
talking
different
about
story.
this master.
makeup is a different story.
Yeah. We
So
let the
do
look.
you
The
want to
look.
keep
The
it
look.
as completely separate stuff?
No.
I say the entire look works.
Yeah,
think
for
it's
what it was,
not S
for what
tier.
they were trying to do. But they lose points from me. Well, because of the fact that he couldn't move his face properly.
Mhm.
And big part of the master is the acting, and on television, the big part of the master's acting is facial expressions, which this master is the only one who couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I'm going to,
New body at last, maybe.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying middle ground.
Yeah.
Like
I wanted
fashion.
to save that one for the next one. It was going to be more
Me
special.
too.
That one.
Me too. But I'm saying, based on the discussion we had right now, fashion wise, all the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
Makeup, it's pretty at the top. Putting them both together, I
New
think.
body at last. Yeah.
I think okay, yeah, I can agree with that as long as the next one goes above this.
Yeah, and he's really the only. Nope, never mind. I was gonna say he's really the only one that makeup was part of it, but nope.
No, literally the next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're giving this guy a new body at last, but now moving on to the one that actually popularized that line, the Jeffrey Beavers version of the Master. Now, as you can see here, they dropped the mask, which is good. You can actually give the guy a chance to act properly. Yep. Of course, most of this Master's acting came in the Big Finish realm, but they actually kept a lot of the original images to promote this Master whenever this Master appeared. So clearly they did a lot of work with this Master beyond just that one episode that he appeared in, and that one episode where the Master got himself a new body at last.
A new body at last.
So,
you know how long it took me to realize that it was 50 doing that voice?
Who did you think it was?
I legit thought it was the clip.
Well, turns out I'm better than I thought I am.
Yeah, you fucking fooled me, and that's for sure.
Oh boy.
Now, moving back to the Master. I mean, I think it's pretty much the same exact cloak.
Yeah. Yep.
They might have made a new one. I mean, it's been 6-7 years or so since they filmed this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they kept the same exact one, but
that's pretty similar.
For all intents and purposes, it is the same one. The only difference there is the face makeup.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would put this above the last one because of the mobility of the face makeup.
Yeah. He doesn't have the googly eyes.
Too. Yeah. The googly eyes. So
that's it.
We're putting this guy here, and of course, this just means that this Master finally got himself a new body at last.
Yep.
And speaking of the Master who got himself a new body at last, the Premise Master, the Anthony Ainley Master. In more ways than one, this Master was kind of a carbon copy of the original.
Oh yeah,
going so far as to the costume. The only I think major difference is the neck piece and the shoulder thing. I mean, you can see it better on this picture.
Those puffy 80s shoulders.
Yeah.
Why did? But for all intents and purposes, it is kind of the same costume. I mean, even right down to the black leather gloves.
Well, whose doctor was he? Was his again?
It was Baker, Davison, Baker, and McCoy.
Okay, so yeah. So Snark's right. That it's an 80s thing. Those shoulder pads.
Oh yes, sure. all the 80s from 80 to 89. This Master was actually even a little bit in the 90s because he appeared in that video game that I decided not to include any of the costumes for because he switches a lot of different costumes in that game. And that's another reason why I didn't have all the different costume changes that Delgado had because they were one-offs. They were just for one episode.
Yeah, that's not fair. Like I see that you included some for multiples for some doctors, but that's because they last a little bit. That's the way to do it. So you did the right call.
So back to Anthony Ainley. I mean, it's sad to say, but he keeps, finding himself in Roger Delgado's shadow. I mean, all the Masters do in a way, but this guy more than most, because they literally tried to recreate Delgado with this Master. I think,
and he was the Master actually the longest, right? He had the longest run as the Master
in live action. Yes.
Yeah.
Big Finish is a different story.
Yeah, right. But I mean, when we ask questions like that, you got to remember it's more than likely going to be the on-screen stuff.
True.
I wouldn't put him in S tier. I would put him in the next tier down just because of everything we said. And unlike the last two examples where it improved on the look, this one just kept the look the same. It's just a different actor.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't as you know, I'm not as big a fan of this master. So, but costume wise, again, there's something about just having it a little more elegant, not having to add all the little fringy stuff. So, but it still looks, it's still an iconic look. So for sure it'd be high. So Master of Disguise, I think, is going to work well.
Yeah. And he did disguise himself a lot
Yeah.
throughout his period. So yeah, Master of Disguise. And now we move on to the master that the S tier is quite literally named after, the movie master, Eric Roberts, who pretty much went for the Terminator 2
Yeah.
outfit.
The Bruce Master.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Bruce master.
This is definitely the Terminator Master.
Yeah, I mean, just
Mhm.
look at this picture.
Yeah.
You could be
He'll be
mistaken
back.
into thinking that
He'll be
this
back.
was some Terminator.
I like it. That's also not. I don't know if it's an S tier. Is it?
It's not.
Yeah,
Not to me.
it's not, because if I'm honest, when I think of Eric Roberts Master, it's either that scene where he gets infected or when he's in the next one we're gonna discuss.
There's a next one that might be a little bit better
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
As far as this one, I might put this one down towards a new body at last, even
Yeah, that's what I was
behind the other two.
It looks cool, but Arnold did it better.
Yeah, he looks like an ambulance driver with a leather jacket.
Yeah. I mean, much like the Terminator himself, he didn't really have much time to work on the costume.
Yeah,
Too much.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yes. So
new body.
Yeah.
new body at last.
Yes.
New body at last. But where though? Where on the new body?
Behind the other two. It's gonna drop, I think. a little
Behind
bit.
both of the other two. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Of course. This means we also need to
Yeah, I
talk
guess
about.
maybe too memorable. Okay.
We need to talk about the other costume he gets by the end of the movie, which we literally named the S tier off of.
He's
Yeah.
I mean, look at this thing.
It's awesome.
What the hell? But
They went for it. They friggin' went for it.
yes, they did.
It's
like
got to
it.
be near the top.
Near the top?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like near the top, as in, it's not quite as good as Delgado's, but it's pretty close. I
It's
love it.
basically the Master is at this point is most unhinged, and he's like going full time evil time lord here.
Yeah. I mean,
It's the
case in
most
point,
unique looking as well, I think. Isn't
Oh,
it?
totally.
I mean,
100%.
case in point,
It looks Gallifreyan as well with the
Yeah.
huge
Yeah,
collar.
I was gonna bring that up. I mean, just look at Rascalon's costume from the end of time.
Mhm.
I mean, that does very much resemble this thing. And look, they even made an action figure of this thing.
Ooh.
So yeah, this does look like a cross between Gallifreyan and Dracula.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. I think you
Which
nailed
one?
it.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. S tier behind Delgado.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's gonna be tough. In my opinion, it's gonna be tough to find another one that could beat it, but we'll see.
Totally.
that would beat this or Delgado.
No, well, nothing's gonna beat Delgado to me. It'll be tough to find one to beat this.
I think
There
I
might
might know one that might
Yeah.
beat this,
There's
but
a
we're not
couple
here to
there
talk.
that are
But
they're gonna have a good argument, I think. But
I'm looking at one or two.
yes,
That
so
could-
but we'll talk about them when we get there. Okay,
Right.
So right behind Delgado, and guess what? We're still not done with Eric Roberts, because we got to talk about his Big Finish series as well, where
Yeah.
he pretty much went back to a better looking black leather jacket. He got the gloves, he's got the white
duster.
shirt underneath, and you know what? That silver mane
Mhm.
Yeah.
really does a lot for this character.
Do you have a full
I- what?
You have a full body shot? I want to see the whole thing.
And sadly I couldn't find one. They
Okay.
don't always release full body shots for their big finish stuff that they do.
He looks like an action hero here, doesn't
Oh,
he?
totally.
Yeah,
Just how high?
This
I
is
mean,
def-
kind of an
I think it
action
looks.
hero.
I think it looks awesome. I really do.
it's
I just
better
want
than
to
the other attempt.
The what?
The other attempt at the biker look. Like
Yeah,
this is
the better attempt.
way
at the
better,
Yeah.
but it's not S tier.
No.
But it is definitely better than the
Oh, totally,
first movie version.
totally.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think
No,
Master
I'm talking like the top of Master Disguise.
Yeah, Master
Or is
Sky
he-
above
Above Ainley.
Yes, Ainley. Carbon copy.
Yeah, carbon copy. Now moving on to arguably the only master who didn't even get to pick his outfit,
Hmm.
the War Master, or as some people refer to him as the Yana Master. I mean, this is him on the show, right at the very end of this master's life, after he opened the watch and still wearing the clothes that he wore as a human when he was disguised. And he's got this, the white shirt with the dark brown jacket, the
He's
little
basically Victorian.
Yeah, he
What?
looks like a 19th century bookkeeper.
Yeah, he's Victorian.
which is weird considering the time period he's in.
Yeah.
Like, is there still a concept of Victorian in the year 100 trillion?
I mean, at this point, they might.
Maybe it's coming back. It's coming back, guys.
Yeah, right near the end, the Victorian era is always coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
But what do we think about the placement of this?
Hmm.
As far as the master goes,
Yeah, on the master scale.
it's not high.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd put it above the burn victims.
Oh, I'd put it lower. I'd almost put it in the
Really?
barber thing.
I prefer this. over
Doesn't
the
even
burn
have a
victims.
doesn't even have a goatee.
Wow.
True. He does have a fob watch, though.
Yeah.
He has a fob watch.
That's true. He has a fob watch.
So you're saying here? I mean,
That's where I'd have it.
we're probably going to leave these two bottom tiers empty regardless, but
Yeah.
So.
If not, then it's at the back of a new body at last for me so far.
To which I say, how rude.
Like, do I think a bookkeeper looks cooler than an ambulance driver in a leather jacket? Probably not.
I mean, true, it's a leather jacket still.
Yeah, that's true. But I am a sucker for old timey looks. Yeah, okay. I'll compromise. Very bottom of a new body at last. How's about that?
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
There's another.
I don't think it's bottom tier.
Yeah, there's a. Well, I mean, we weren't even talking about the bottom tier. We were talking about this tier.
Lower tier, I should say.
Okay. We might.
I guess
might
we are
never-
in that new Who. So so does
Yeah.
I know he appreciates this stuff. Well, of course I love it too, but I know that
Well,
he appreciates
I'm more
than the
familiar
other.
with it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The other stuff I've seen in clips and like the one or two episodes I've seen here and there.
Yeah.
And I've seen the movie. Like I have seen the movie. So actually, I own the movie.
So we're putting it here.
Yeah.
Cool. And thankfully, we're not done talking about this master because he got his own big finish series, and of course, he got himself a new look. Now, this look, I think, looks way better than the Professor Yana look.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do agree with that because the goatee just kind of makes him more serious.
Yeah, he looks like a master.
Yeah,
He looks like the master
exactly.
now.
It's
You're
more
not
mastery.
He's a master without a goatee, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Eric Roberts didn't.
Yeah, but he had that costume.
Well, I mean, he's already setting up a lot of precedents. He's
And
the
it was only
And
he-
technically,
only
none
one
of the
day.
burn victims.
That's true.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah, but I mean, Eric Roberts was also the only American master.
Yep.
And he was a human master. He wasn't Time Lord or Gallifreyan, so
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it
a
was
weird.
weird.
he was already breaking a lot of rules to begin with.
Yeah, that was a weird way to
He,
get in there.
he cobra'd himself into some dude.
Pretty much, yeah, Colbert himself. But what do we say about this master and his fashion sense?
Well, let's see.
I like
the
it.
rest of the list. It's here.
Here's the thing.
I like that picture of him with Tennant. I think it's pretty badass.
I like that they're wearing he
Similar-
wears similar
yeah.
clothes to other doctors now.
Yeah, it's almost like they were trying to fit this master to whichever doctor that he went up against in the Big Finish range.
Where did you say, Soda?
I said it was badass with the picture of
Oh,
Tennant.
you haven't said a tier.
No. I haven't said it here just because I want to see. I would in Master Disguise. I'm just debating whether above or below Roberts.
See, I was saying the same thing. I was thinking, I don't know. I was thinking maybe above. He doesn't look like the hero. Like at least Roberts looks like the hero, so maybe that a deduction of a point for
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Because the Master's not a hero.
No, he shouldn't be.
I mean,
Master.
at times he can be an anti-hero,
Right, but I mean, but for the
especially
most
on
part,
this series, by the way,
fair.
which is where the intro music for the intro of this show came from. Same.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. Yeah, I think because of the hero aspect, I think top of Master Disguise because the
Yeah.
goatee does add more to it for sure.
What would you think, Master 50?
Yeah, I'm conflicted because on one hand you got the goatee, but as I mentioned with the Eric Roberts message just a second ago, the silver mane.
Yeah,
Ooh. But I mean,
Yeah, we got
the,
kind of similar.
hey, the goatee speaks for to him being a master, so
Yeah, it
above
clinches it.
Silvermane.
yep. Exactly.
And we got a bit of ways off until we can talk about Silvermane again. But meantime, the John Sim
Harold
master,
Saxon.
the Harold Saxon look, which basically, I mean, he just looks like a politician. There's
Yep, looks like a politician.
no two ways about it.
There's nothing to it.
I mean,
No goatee either.
Of course, he'll always be remembered for this scene, the scene that he's in, that this picture was taken from. But he's also very, very fondly remembered for this iconic line.
You may have wondered why I called you here today. It's because one of you in this room is a murderer. And it's me!
But yeah, I mean, I think the politician look kind of detracts from him being the master.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like one of those times the usual times when the master just infiltrates whichever part of the government or office he needs to. Except this time it was on for a full-on season finale. So, what do we say?
There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
So, this is a new body at last. Then.
Yeah. At most.
We're not using the last two. It's a new body at last.
I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna put something in the new body in the bottom two,
Yep. Then this would be the one.
Yeah, that's fair. So
because he's got a couple other costumes too.
Might as well.
But still, not bottom tier just yet.
Nope.
Okay.
But next time he shows up, he's also got a silver, not mane, but just silver hair, and he's got the disheveled look with the just black, the black pants, the black hoodie, and for some reason a red shirt underneath the black hoodie, and the growing beard and the silver disheveled hair. And also, he regularly becomes a skeleton for some reason.
This is the master at his most unhinged. At this point.
There's another unhinged master.
At this point.
Okay, fair.
He looks like an emo tech geek.
A little bit.
So where would you rank an emo tech geek?
As far as the look, again, I'm not putting it as high.
Yeah.
I put him above the
other one for sure.
Jacoby, on the new body at last.
Yeah.
Between him and
Yeah, okay.
I just noticed we put Derek Jacobi right up against Eric Roberts twice.
That works.
No.
for me.
Well, they're 1-1. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So new body at last between Jacobi and Roberts.
Yeah.
And now for the final appearance of the John Sim Master on today's show. They brought him back for Capaldi's last episode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This, I think, is more of a master look. I mean,
Isn't
Now
bad.
he looks like the master.
Case in point, the goatee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, the goatee and the black suit. Sadly, missing the black
more
leather
traditional
gloves.
outfit. Yep.
Yeah, sadly missing the black leather gloves. But I mean, this looks like the master to me. This looks like
Yep.
a proper master.
Yep.
They finally got
wish his
This is an updated version of the original outfit.
He looks like the Delgado master missing the gloves.
minus the gloves and the tissue compression eliminator.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
mean, they went the extra mile and gave him the goatee, so it's got to grab some points. Do you think it's an S tier though, or is it a high A tier?
I don't mind putting it on S tier, to tell you the truth. It would be near the bottom for me, but I think it's I think this is how the master is supposed to look.
I agree. I'm good with putting him at the bottom of Dress for the Occasion because
We finally got it.
yeah,
Yep. And now for everyone's favorite female version of the master,
yeah.
Missy. I mean,
Yeah.
case in point, she's the one that got the most pictures for today's episode because I just could not get enough of this woman's fashion sense.
Well,
I mean,
who can?
all I can say is purple. Lots and lots of purple. She's got the umbrella also. She's got the very fine dress. We talked about Victorian already in a previous master. I mean, she's even got the good shoes. I mean, if you're going to turn the master into a woman, this is how a female version of the master should dress.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with you.
I really think the hat does a lot. She's got that pin on her
Cameo.
neck. You know that pin with that the doctor gave it to her when her daughter. Where are we at on this mistress?
Between Delgado and Roberts. For me.
Yeah, you
I
have to put
was-
Missy right there.
See, I was in the opinion that this is the one to beat the S tier
Those are
Roberts.
the ones that I for sure thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were thinking
Well,
of
this
the
is the
same
only
one.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever we were talking about it, well, there might be one later or whatever, and looking at it, it's like, yeah, we got to put Missy there, right?
Yeah. So if I'm with 50, if 50 is good with above, I'm good with above.
I mean, putting Missy right up against Delgado, high praise when you're talking
Yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
the master.
Now this
And
next
you know what? I think Michelle Gomez did Roger Delgado proud. If Delgado was still alive to see it, of course.
Yeah.
And now
That
on
was-
to another master with an interesting hint of purple. Sasha Dewan, the spy master.
This was
mean-
the other one for me. That was like maybe.
I was not thinking of this one to be that version of Roberts.
No.
I can see why you might think that.
Yeah, it's S tier. Make no mistake. It looks
It's
great.
the Joker master.
Yes.
Right down to the purple suit. The
Amen.
purple jacket.
Well,
Even
it's
the
also
pin.
tying in with Missy and her love of purple, too.
Yeah.
Which only furthers the theory that he's a continuation of Misty and not a different version of the Master, but beside the point.
Yeah, that would work for me.
For me, it's behind Roberts.
I was going to say that too.
Yep. That's what I was thinking too.
Great.
Right between those two. Because because it's an original one as opposed to the sim one, which is an upgrade of a different one. So
Yeah. And you know what? Something I don't think it's talked about enough. He doesn't have a goatee, but he's got a beard.
there you go.
That's- That's cool enough for me.
Who's his wife again? It's someone from the Sergei Chronicles, right?
Yeah, it's Anjali Mahindra played Rani Chandra in the Surgeon Adventures. And she also was the Skithra Queen in the Jodie Whittaker season.
Mm.
And basically every Indian character on Big Finish.
Mm.
Pretty much.
So she's popular.
Yeah. She does a lot for Doctor Who. But now we move on to the realm of spoof with the Curse of Fatal Death Master.
The
What
Jonathan
do we think
Pryce,
about
right?
this? Yes, Jonathan. I could not remember the first name. I was scrolling through different Price names on my head, and
Jonathan Pryce.
yeah, Jonathan Price. So
And
yeah,
so far, the only guy who was a Bond villain.
Yeah.
True.
And in the Pirates of the Caribbean, as far as I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he's Keira Knightley's dad in those films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You ever seen it?
I've seen them all. They're
Oh.
just kind of,
You just don't remember? I think he died in the second one, maybe the third one. He died in
The third.
Was it the third? Okay.
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
it was-
Spoiler
it was
alert.
Yeah,
third.
spoiler for movies.
You
but
just
everything.
said you've seen them all.
No, yeah, but maybe somebody else
He's
hasn't.
talking to the
50
audience.
All right,
Yeah.
fine.
But for a movie that's been out over a
Yeah,
decade.
for a 20-year-old movie, all right. Spoiler alerts, jerks.
Yeah. Back to Doctor Who. What do we say about this outfit that the Master wears in the Curse of Fatal Death?
I like the outfit. Like
It's
it
fun.
looks like the trim and stuff like that. It's all made out of an old carpet, though. Like I like the design. I don't think it's a.
Yeah, I mean, reminder. This is a low budget spoof for comic relief, so it's not going to look the best.
Mm.
Yeah,
No.
it's not going to look like this, but it's
No.
kind of what it's trying to emulate. I mean, this came out 3 years after this, so I think they're kind of trying to emulate the Master's look with this. I mean,
Yeah.
and also kind of tie it in with the Anthony Ainley video game outfit that he wears, and that I decided not to include here.
And also, yes, goatee.
And yeah, so goatee. How else would you know it's the Master without the goatee, right?
Can't be evil if you don't have goatee.
Yeah, the beard of evil. I mean, it worked for Spock and the mirror version of Spock.
Yep. And for Troy and Abed as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do community rewatch. Oh, it's been a
Mhm.
while. Especially now that the movie's going to be happening. Come on.
6 is in the movie.
Yeah, I can't believe they actually pulled it off.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah,
But where do we put this?
yeah. That was
Um,
yeah.
I don't like it. I don't think it's,
You know what? I think it's comparable to you. I don't know if this might be controversial, but to John Sim there, and I'll give you the name of my barber. I don't think it's. I don't know.
Should we put it above it because he's got?
Yeah,
a
put it above. Put
Yeah,
it.
I
I'm
go with
fine
it
putting it
above.
above him.
Yeah, I mean,
At least they tried
Because at
something.
least it's got some character.
Yeah, they tried
Yeah.
something there.
and wouldn't you know it, we're still not done with this Master because we gotta talk about him and that other part of the spoof where he got breasts. I mean, the Dalek bumps. The
Yeah.
Dalek.
I
bump.
forgot about that. Fuck, that was funny.
But they got rid of the over exaggerated costume and went for a more traditional Roger Delgado style look, even with the black leather gloves. And I think the goatee's a bit more pronounced now, but I mean it's the gloves, it's the jacket, it's the blackness. I think this is a better version of
It's
this
better.
Master. Yeah.
I would even say it'd
Yeah.
be pretty high up if it wasn't for the stupid Dalek things on him.
That really brings down the whole thing, doesn't it?
Really? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, It's
So let's take
higher,
a look
so we can. I'd put it in a new body at last, but at the
I
bottom.
mean, yeah, I like that at the bottom of new body at last because at least it went there. You know,
Yeah, it looks like a master until he
well
opens
that
his coat up.
and it went there with those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying those are a plus for you?
No, I'm just saying that they actually attempted it. So in a way, yeah, but not like you'd think.
Yeah. Someone basically tried to make the master more feminine and fall in love with the doctor by the end.
Yeah,
Remind me again. Who wrote that spoof? Oh yeah, that's right.
The man who's been announced as coming back to write one episode for this season.
Yeah. Do you wanna take a bet on? I mean, how likely is it going to be a River Song episode? The one he's writing.
Wouldn't surprise me, and that would be pretty dope.
As long as
Or if not River Song, at least some connection to his time.
long as it doesn't bring back Clara. Anyway, so a new body at last. Are we putting it above Terminator Master?
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, right below
the
the two
verdict.
Crispies. Right below Crispy 1 and Crispy 2.
Yeah,
Sure.
Now onto a master that's kind of, bit of an offshoot, but from Big Finish, it's Mark Gatiss as the Unbound Master from an alternate universe,
yeah.
where the Time Lords accidentally sent the Third Doctor in exile to the wrong place, and the Master pretty much destroyed the Earth. I mean, it is Mark Gatiss, and I couldn't find a lot of pictures for him as this Master. Pretty sure he wasn't wearing this as the Master.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got this the black jacket or whatever that they tried to make him look like a Master. He's
He
got
looks like a dressed up dock worker.
uh,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a slight beard but no goatee. So
Yeah,
that's
scruffy.
major disappointment.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this is the only one going in the bottom tier.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Great.
that.
Mainly because they didn't really release a lot of photos for him.
Sorry, Mr. Gatiss, but me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still love Gatiss, but still. I mean, we're judging
If you're just
fast.
gonna have a picture of yourself as the master, at least get a goatee for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you're just posing for a Big Finish.
Unless it is an attempt because he's a ginger.
Oh boy. All
I
right.
mean, we could have had a ginger goatee master. That would have been nice.
Can you imagine if we get a ginger master before a ginger doctor and a
That'd be
pink
funny.
doctor?
The doctor's not gonna like that.
No, that would be awesome. I would love to see that once.
Yeah. And now somehow we made it back all the way back to Derek Jacobi for the Scream of the Schalke Master, who is an android, but I mean, still, they kind of went with the traditional master look
Yeah.
with
Yep.
the goatee, the silver highlights in the hair, and more or less the outfit, minus the black leather
No
gloves
blood.
again.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was an animated one, so it was intentional. Every detail is intentional.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell they wanted to make this master look like the original master. Even going for the widow's point and in the hair.
The Widow's Peak, yeah.
The widow's peak.
Widow's
Mhm.
Is it widow's peak or widow's point?
Widow's
Peak.
Peak.
All right, fine. If you say so.
Well,
I think everybody says.
everybody says so.
I don't know. I don't know what
everybody in the
everybody's.
entire world does.
I don't know what everybody said. I don't know what everyone said or didn't say. I left at 5.
All right.
None of you got that joke. Okay, never mind.
No.
No one gets the reference. Anywho,
Is it an Israeli show?
yes.
There you go. That's why.
I don't know if it's an Israeli show or non-Israeli show. I left at 5.
All right.
Okay.
So where are we putting this master?
What do you think, Snark?
Yeah, he looks like the master, right? I would have him up high. I would have him up in Master of Disguise.
Yeah.
But it's cartoon, so I would put him at the bottom of Master of Disguise.
Yeah, okay, because it is just another version.
But
the-
he looks how the master is supposed to look.
Yeah.
To me.
True, but I think they intentionally wanted to make him look like this guy. So
Yeah.
I think it's only fair we put him
Just
side by
beside
side.
each other, yeah.
Yep. That's where he's supposed to go.
Now on to another Big Finish master, the Reborn Master, played by Alex McQueen, who, of course, as has already been pointed out to us, he's
That he is.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to stereotype him too much, but he basically looks like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, he's Lex Luthor. There's no other way to put it. And then that's more or less the look they went for this guy in Masterful as well, and all the Dark Eyes episodes that he appears in, and just not a lot of creativity or originality in this master.
No, none particularly.
To be honest.
Couldn't grow hair in his head. Couldn't grow hair in his face.
Yeah.
True. Nope. Well, the actor can, but for some reason they never used any of those pictures for Big Finish.
They're going for some, so now let's see the list.
I think that picture looks better than the other one where he looks like your dad's dumb accountant.
So yeah, that's Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I even appreciate the holding the hands like this with the fingers. Of course, he will probably always be remembered for this line,
You tried to kill me with biscuits.
but not so much for the outfit. Of course, you don't really need an elaborate outfit on audio, but still, you got to put something on the cover.
There was I think they put little thought into that. And for that reason, I would say I'll give you the name of my barber. To the bald guy, nonetheless.
The guy this line was literally said to in the Big Finish. You know what? He's already very much a carbon copy of John Sim, both in terms of outfit and personality at times.
Makes sense then.
Might as well put them both together.
Bam. All right.
Moving on now, next to the Asian Child, the other War Master from the comics, which just put the whole timeline in disarray.
That's weird.
But who the hell cares? It's the Master, and he's an Asian child with
Weird.
black leather jacket and a red shirt underneath it, and a gun. And he's fighting alongside the War Doctor.
And he has to be forgiven for not having the goatee.
Yeah.
Because he's a kid.
Right.
But he's got a bowl cut, though.
Yeah, we can deduct. We can deduct for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, he's wearing a red shirt. I wonder if that's a hint to something.
I don't know. Is it?
Red shirt.
Now,
Yeah.
in red shirt, we literally got the Star Trek guy right above you.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
I mean, he's the
gonna
Master.
die.
That's kind of what he does. He's dying and coming back always.
Mhm. I don't know. It's nothing that strikes me or whatever. Very master. What do you think, 50?
I don't know. I mean, again, much like with this Master, it's animated, or at least it's hand drawn, or it's drawn, so they intentionally made him look the way that they did. But
Yeah,
I
he
don't
just
think
doesn't
so.
look like the master at all to me, though. There's
Yeah,
nothing master
either. It honestly looks like Troughton's the second Doctor's child.
Yes, they have that same haircut. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah, I mean, you look at that devious look in his eyes, and you can kind of tell that, it's the Master.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, it's Master by way of second Doctor.
True.
So I don't know.
Bottom tier, next to bottom tier.
Gaddis seems lonely.
You're gonna go right on the bottom.
Okay, tell us what you really feel.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't go that low. I would put him up one higher, but just
Here?
because. Yeah,
Okay.
Tail end of the other thing.
I think that's fair.
Right? Now another not so impressive Master, the Lumiat. And I think it goes to show they literally only took the one picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bottom tier this one.
They didn't even include this master on the cover of Masterful, and she was in Masterful, but
Yep.
they didn't put her image on the thing. So that
Just
tells you something.
bottom tier.
All white and practically no personality to the costume. And I feel bad that I keep doing this to poor Gina McKee. I mean, she got to play a version of the Master, a good version of the Master, but
Yeah, but they screwed her over in some aspects.
in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, you're not attacking the actors. You're
No,
attacking
it's just
the,
more attacking the role.
the design people, I guess.
And it was a novel concept at first, the Lumiat, but still. But another Master that kind of got screwed over on Big Finish a lot is the Milo Parker child version of the Master from Masterful, which was exclusively for that one Big Finish.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say though, I like the outfit. I mean, it's basically a reference to the child master seen on television on the Sound of Drums, which in and of itself is a reference to what the Time Lords were wearing in their debut episode on in the War Games when the Doctor was put on trial. So it's a reference to that. So I appreciate that, but at the same time, I mean, it's just black and white, and I mean, it's something that all Time Lords wear anyway. That's what this reference establishes. So how unique is it really?
Yeah.
Not really unique at all.
Yeah. So where are we putting this?
I'd put it above Baldo.
Baldo.
Excuse me. Bolden.
I mean, I would put him a little higher because again, it's
Well, where would you put him? 50.
at the top of the barber tier.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, no, so not at the top. Then if you're
I'm just
60.
thinking at least the other ones were actually made.
True.
So then, yeah, above Lex Luthor there makes sense.
Above Boldo.
There you go.
Ding 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 ding.
Boldo. And now moving on to a master I totally remembered to put on the list and did not at any point upload the picture while we were talking about a different master.
Nope.
The James Dreyfus master, the master that even was erased from the Masterful full art because of controversy with the actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was canonically is the first master. Again, no goatee, but full on beard. And yeah, the costume is there just to say, yep, it's the master.
Hmm.
That's all it is. Your silence is deafening.
Well, with thinking 50.
Yeah, but the fact that you're thinking and you don't have something to say immediately also says a lot.
It's just
It's the master.
There's nothing special about it.
Yep. Exactly.
So like, where does it go? Bottom or I'll give you my barber. Name of my barber.
Snark.
Yeah. Maybe I would say the bottom of the barber tier.
Yeah, I'm either on bottom of barber or just bottom in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just put it in the bottom in general.
Yep. Right next to
Yeah.
above Gatus, below Gatus.
Just put it below.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, no. I think that's fine. At least this master has a couple of stories where you can see the full costume as opposed to the Mark Gatiss master.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is our list. Now, I think we got a really solid S tier, don't we?
Oh yeah.
very solid S, and you know what? A very solid A tier as well.
I'd agree.
The Master is a very good dresser.
Yeah,
Can-
and as usual, the most are in the middle.
Yes, as usual. And you know, I'm just glad that the two Burned Masters got to be in the tier that the best represents them, as well as the dress for the occasion. You know what? We actually nailed a lot of points here. We
Mhm.
got the master who dresses for the occasion in the appropriate tier. We've got the name of the barber in the appropriate tier. We got both of these in the appropriate tier of a new body at last.
Hmm.
A new body at last. Of course,
Will always be fresh. That will always be fresh.
that will never get old. And of course, the master is a very good dresser. Can't wait to see what the next one will wear.
Mhm.
That is a story for another time. And so we come to the end of me hosting the show as the master. So why don't we talk about something slightly less important than me? The two of you. Whenever I let you guys out of your cages, whenever the good people in your webs can find the two of you.
You can find me on the Let's Get Ready Network. Thursdays, we release new episodes of our Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch series, the Rewatchers Council. No show coming out this week. Next week, we'll be back with another episode. I believe we're talking Inca Mummy Girl. So, great episode. A couple introductions of characters that I'm looking forward to talking to people with. Let's see. Starting 11 is on the highlights. There's Let's Get Ready Network's sports channel. We talk English Premier League football 50. What else do we got?
Real football or a fake football? I mean, American football.
It's football. Football. It's the English Premier League. Let's Get Ready Network After Snark weekends with Danny. We're also doing a fundraiser for Danny. That'll be also our 4th anniversary stream coming up. I believe that's the 29th. We talked to someone who's just going to be us LGR people. We'll also be talking, trying to raise money to help Danny with his green card and stuff like that. We got a GoFundMe going for him. So we'll be doing that on the 29th. And yeah, and I think that may be the next time I even get to hang out with those guys until then. So looking forward to that.
And for me, I hang out with 50 on here. And you can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. And like I said, dude, my shenanigans with 50 here.
Yes. And I still don't know who this 50 person is. But if I did, I would say you can find him on this show with the lesser host of the show, the curator, every Monday on the Greatest Show in the Galaxy, and every Thursday with the wonderful Slave Soda on the Fun with Flags, the show where they do together. And if you want to hear whoever this 50 person is talk even more Doctor Who, you can find him on his own YouTube channel where he does weekly reviews of every single Doctor Who episode from 1963 all the way to 2023, as well as a more recent project where every single day he watches and reacts to a Eurovision song for Eurovision 2024. He's already listened to about over a dozen of them, so go ahead and listen to those if you're into that sort of stuff. This has been us. This has been the month of me, the Master. Tomorrow we're back to the regularly scheduled programming of just random nonsense in Doctor Who that are less important than me. And as a final send-off to this wonderful, great month, I will leave you with the lovely words of one of my favorite me's, Missy, saying to you all,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Goodbye, humans.